hilltop where the vultures perch. That's where I'm gonna build my church. Ain't gonna be no priest, ain't gonna be no boss. This is Charles Nelson Riley, nailed to a cross. I don't piss, I don't shit, I'm getting no relief. People shake their heads in disbelief. Go! Just me on a hilltop with 15 girls in a Nelson Riley orgy that'll make your hair curl. Don't piss, I don't shit, I'm getting no relief. People shake their heads in disbelief. Yeah, Charles Nelson Riley, he's our man. He can't heal the sick with the touch of his hand. He can't walk on the water, can't make wine flow. Just another B actor on the Late Late Show. I don't piss, I don't shit, I'm getting no relief. People shake their heads in disbelief. Go!
Yo, I have not listened to the Lauren Casey call since the last time I streamed, which was about like 2 weeks ago. And like the last thing I remember was probably Lauren and Alex Jones. I was just disappointed by the whole thing. So anyways, I'm going to continue and pick up from where I left off.
My last phone number, that's why I changed this to this one here. And texting.
No, don't know anything about that.
And texting me. And me and him went back and forth.
Okay. And he told you he sent you child porn?
He told me that he's hacked into my computer before when I lived in Canaan.
Who's he talking about?
Did he say I sent you child porn?
No, he did not. He didn't say that, but he wouldn't admit to that anyway over text.
But you're saying you do have proof he sent it.
Somewhere along the way there's proof.
But you have the proof.
I don't have the proof. I know it came from perverted justice.
No, you don't. You're just guessing.
I'm so lost. I have no idea what he's talking about. Is he talking about Xavier Von Erich?
It wasn't just random. I've never had child porn sent to me before that time.
Why does that make it have to be perverted justice? You were chatting to kids all over the place.
I have never had child porn sent to me before that
So
one
how does
time.
that make it easier?
Then all of a sudden this thing happened, and so it's just a coincidence that I got that child porn around the same time that this thing happened.
I had no idea he was found with child porn. To my understanding, he was like, I forget his charges. I don't even know, to be honest with you. He was trying to meet with a minor he solicit a minor for sex, and he crossed state lines, so that's a felony. I get that. It's federal turf. I just didn't know about the child porn thing. I thought the child porn thing came from the attempted child porn because of that shitty camera he had in his car. If I'm mistaken, correct me, but I thought that was the case with Lauren.
I don't know. You tried talking to 3 kids during this thing. You Melissa, Molly. I don't know who else you were talking to.
And I don't know what to make about the whole charges against Lauren for like the attempted child porn. I think it could have been argued away, but what do I know? And I'm talking exclusively about the attempted child porn act. I'm like, because like they had the chat logs, which is like 400 pages, and they had every other charge. And with the attempted child porn, their main thing was, okay, in the chat he said, yeah, I want to take pictures of whatever, and then he had that broken down camera. But that's giving Lauren too much credit. I don't think he planned to like take pictures or have a collection or anything like that. I honestly think that he was telling the truth. He had a broken camera and he was trying to pawn it off, and he forgot about it, left it in his car, which you're not supposed to do something like that with a camera, but we're talking about Lauren. And in the chat he mentioned the pictures, so they had those 2 pieces, and I don't think he had the mental capability of just thinking that far ahead from when he said that to the decoy to when he actually went to meet up with her. I really think that was just shitty luck. I'm not excusing him. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just saying with that particular charge, I don't see the strength in it. I think it could have been argued away. That's just my opinion, though. But then again, like, is it worth the effort? I'm like, this guy was doing serious jail time either way, so.
All I'm saying is you have no proof that it was Xavier. You just want to believe it was Xavier.
Yeah. I believe it was him.
Okay, great. Well, you just believe anything.
And again, to go back to the main topic, I had no idea Lauren had actual child porn at the time of the bust.
Someone tells you? You never do your own research?
No, I'm the one that's doing the research.
What research? What research have you done?
Whatever research I can find.
Exactly. You haven't done research.
Not on that, not yet.
Yo, imagine Lauren doing illegal. What was he research on? What? Who fucking put child porn in his computer? I'm like, how do you research that? Like, what is there to research?
I'm quite positive it was perverted justice.
Oh, no, you're quite positive. Okay. Well, I'm quite positive it wasn't.
Coincidental. It was too coincidental for it to not be.
Okay. Well, you keep believing that, but it's not true. Emma is God. You put Emma on this, like, God level that she doesn't deserve.
No, I don't put Emma on no God level, that's for damn sure.
Again, this breaks my heart, especially when he found out Winnie wasn't real. I feel the same way about Emma. I'm like, damn, they're not in our world anymore.
Well, you believe anything she says about Xavier.
No, well, things that she was saying about Xavier was believable.
Yeah, you want to believe anything she says about Xavier, even when it's not real.
Yeah, because I don't like him. Because
Right.
I know how he is.
You're biased. You just believe anything negative about him. She said it to gain your trust, Lauren. It's on the internet. They laugh about it.
He's a big crybaby. Somebody that doesn't
You're a
agree
big
with the way he is.
crybaby.
Somebody that doesn't agree with the way he believes or he is, he
You
targets
should
them.
never
and goes
call
after
anyone a crybaby.
That must be such a weird situation to be in, to be Casey or Xavier Von Erich. Do you imagine what they're doing now with their lives, minding their own business? This whole thing about like TCAP is probably way in the distant past, right? And then they just decide, to like fucking like click random videos, and they stumble upon a community that uses their name as a fictional character to troll someone. It's just very weird, very bizarre.
Huh?
And you should never call anyone a crybaby, considering there's a website full of you crying.
No. Oh, gee, I wonder who thought that idea up.
And you just believe it because you don't like him? Wow, that's solid.
I wonder
Solid
who thought
proof.
that up. I wonder who thought that up. To
Solid
target
proof.
me to catfish.
Solid proof. Just believe it because you don't like him.
I wonder who targeted him.
Oh my god, McNuggets, Almonds, what's up, man? Sting just walked into the room. So, it's got me thinking. He's talking about research and all this, right? I wonder if he had any help whatsoever from anybody when he wrote that lawsuit. I forgot exactly his cause of action document, his complaint. I want to know who helped him and to what extent they helped him.
Who thought that up to target me to catfish?
Emma. The same one who told you all these things about Xavier, you believe.
And Emma was working with Xavier. I kept fighting my case, and that's why they targeted me. Because they didn't like that I was fighting my case, because I might find something out.
Wow, he actually believes this shit. The Time Machine. The Time Machine, what's up? Bitter almonds with the robots.
Go ahead and fight the case.
I found out.
Anyways, what he actually believes that fucking Xavier Von Erich and Emma attacked him because he filed a lawsuit. Has anybody here read? I'm pretty sure everyone's read the lawsuit. I'm like, that's not a danger at all. I'm like, how has this lawsuit not gotten more attention from, I don't know, other communities? I need to really speak on that complaint. Just the way it's written. I want to go through every cause of action he had, every tort claim. I think he had a 1983 claim in there somehow, like not exactly the statute, but he had like a really fucked up version of it. And I need to go through that again and just talk about what it actually takes to prove that case and what Lorne had. Um, Injury to rights, shit like that. I'm like, and some of that shit isn't even real. So I'm trying to figure out what's the actual cause of action he was referring to.
Out a lot, so they
Okay,
didn't like
well,
that I found out a lot.
yeah, well, you sure showed them.
And I found out things that they didn't want anybody to know, like
No, I'm
how
sure.
Oh my god, if I remember correctly, he had intentional infliction of emotional distress, which is like, what made you think you had that case? Like how I want to like. It's not that I know the lawsuit is ridiculous. I just want to understand how he wrote that. Like, did he rely on a template? Did he just look at a motion somewhere? Like, how did you write this? I want to know the process. That's mostly what I'm concerned about. I want to try to reconstruct that whole thing.
how their computers just happened to crash when the cops came because they had a report of child pornography being on them. And every one of the computers just happened to crash at the same time.
Where did you get that info from?
I get it from the news.
Where?
I get it. It was on the news. It was also in some of the stuff that corrupted justice had said.
Gosh, that's so funny. It's been thoroughly debunked.
What difference would that be? Alex Jones does the same exact thing. Makes up his own shit.
Alex Jones has proof. You have no proof.
Bro, they got this man turned into like the biggest anti Alex Jones person out there. I'm just amazed how they did that to this man. They got him to believe in a fake relationship, and now he hates Alex Jones. Not because he hates his arguments, not because he wants to debunk conspiracy theories or whatever, because he's jealous of him over a fake relationship. How do you think of this stuff?
Alex doesn't have proof. He has videos that was made.
Watch his videos. You'll see the proof.
He has videos that was made. Just because the videos that was made doesn't mean that they're real.
Well, you just have what Emma told you, and that doesn't make it real.
Well, I don't believe anything Emma told me.
You're doing what you accused me of.
He just happened to mention it years later in calls with Emma and Debbie. I have to re-listen to those calls. It's been a while. But I'm like actual, like, I don't know much about child porn, like the statutes. I'm pretty sure there's like a threshold. Like, did he have like, was it like pictures of like other people? Oh, right. He mentioned, I'm sorry, I just remembered. He mentioned that girl flashed his boobs or something on webcam. Did he have a picture of that or something like that? Or like, was it like, like the stuff? I don't think I want to talk about this topic anymore, but I'm just curious, like, what?
Of doing. Just believe in things randomly.
I don't believe anything that Emma told me.
Besides Xavier is a pedophile. I mean, you obviously do believe it. You obviously believe he's the one who sent you child porn. Just because Emma told you.
That I do.
I would love you to take that to court. I would fucking love it. I think you should. You should give that proof to your lawyer. It'd be so. Do it. Actually, I like this idea. Give your lawyer all the proof that Xavier's a pedophile. Please.
When I see my lawyer, that's gonna do stuff. They hire
Yeah, like I said, I need to revisit those calls or something.
investigators to come up with the proof that they need.
Good.
When the proof is there, what are you gonna say then? That's bullshit.
Well, there is no proof, so you don't have any. You can't just accuse someone of something and tell your lawyer they're going to hire people to do research and you have no proof.
Casey, what if Alex...
You know what this is? If anybody watches Better Call Saul, this is the Betsy Kettleman situation, but like dumber. Way dumber. And for those, I don't want to give out any spoilers if anybody hasn't seen the show. I should have made that reference actually. But yeah, no, I can't go into it. I don't want to. Well, I guess I could go a little bit into it. That's where the Kettlemans. What was it again? The Kettlemans. They wanted to overturn a conviction for, because the husband went away for like mismanaging funds or stealing money or something like that. Went to jail, and they made him believe that he had like a cause of action to like get exonerated somehow. And they told him that Howard Hamlin, who was the lead attorney, is a coke addict, and that if they prove that, they could overturn their conviction. And the same thing here is like he thinks he could overturn his conviction if he could show this somehow. Is that what you're trying to do?
Jones said it. What would you
And
say
there
then?
isn't any proof. What are you going to say?
Well, what if Alex Jones pulled up some proof in front of you and said, here?
Then
What
I
would
would
you say
believe
then?
it. Like if you had proof.
You would believe it because it's Alex Jones?
No, I just said if he had proof. If you had proof, I'd believe it. You don't have any proof.
That's the other part. That's what I wanted to mention. The Kettlemans, they told him everything comes out in discovery, and I guess they're trying to tell him. Somebody told him the same thing here. It's like, you just say, make any accusation you want, and then it just comes out in discovery. And I think that's what he's trying to do.
You know, they searched on my computer that I had in Nashville.
And
There was only one child pornography picture that they found.
well, how did you get that?
That's the one that was sent to me.
Well, that's one too many. Where did you get it from?
I believe it came from perverted justice.
Okay, but you don't have any proof, though.
No, I don't have my computer either. But,
Okay, so you don't have proof.
but,
I'm just confused how you're gonna.
anything that goes over the internet is never erased.
Well, yeah, I know. All your dick pics are online.
Yeah, well, can't take them off.
No, because you can't.
So, when I hire the lawyer, they hire the investigator, they'll do what they need to do to find what they need to find.
Right, but you have to have like some basis of proof in order for them to even take the case. I can't just go outside and accuse my neighbor of being a pedophile because I don't like that his dog barks,
Well,
and then be like, "Hey, lawyer, figure it out." I would need to have a case. You don't have a case. You don't have
When I
money
hire-
on there, anyways.
okay, listen. When I hire them to go after these people online, they're not gonna just investigate one person because they're gonna see all the videos. They're gonna.
I want to call them dumb, but I know so many people like this that think that the police are just like their private security guards, and private investigators. Like if something gets stolen from you, the police are just gonna go out and fucking waste their entire day trying to get your property back. Or that if you get into trouble, you somehow have the protection of the police. I'm like, they're not your personal bodyguards. It doesn't work like that. And Lauren is the same thing over here.
Gonna go through all the videos.
So yeah, he thinks like, oh, all he has to say is one word. It's gonna spark up some investigation, and then the case is gonna be cracked. I guess that's what he thinks is gonna happen, like some Forensic Files episode.
You're gonna be finding different things just like I did. Constantly.
Okay, and then what?
And they're gonna do research on that stuff, and they're gonna backlog it. They're gonna follow the
Okay.
trail, everywhere that it goes.
And then what?
And they'll find what they need to find. Criminal acts and civil acts.
And, okay, I mean...
Wow.
So when they find the proof that they need, I'll show it to you.
But as of right now, you don't have any proof.
As of right now, I don't. I just have my belief.
Oh, okay. So why can't I have my belief?
But you can, but the problem is your belief is going off Alex Jones.
And your belief's going off Emma.
My belief's not going off Emma. I got that picture long before I ever met Emma.
So what are you going to do then when that child porn didn't come from him? It came from someone else.
I'll get him to go after the person that sent it.
They should probably go after the person who received it as well.
Oh, after me?
Yeah, you had child porn.
Yeah, I had child porn on my computer that came from someone that I never asked for. I didn't know what it was when I opened it.
Why did you open it?
I didn't know what it was. I'd never received child porn before. I didn't even know what it was.
An email or what?
It was just some little link. I didn't even read what the link was. Back then, if somebody sent me a link, I opened the link to see what it was.
Why didn't you report that to the police then?
I just put it in the trash.
You didn't report it to the police?
No, I didn't. I didn't want anything to do with it.
You didn't want to save a child?
Back then, my thought process wasn't that.
You didn't want to protect kids back then?
I'd never been through that, so I didn't know what to do. But I deleted it because I didn't want it on my computer. I didn't like what I saw.
And you didn't tell the police?
No, I told them when I got arrested.
Oh yeah, for trying to have sex with a kid? Of course.
Huh?
They're going to find it on your computer. That's convenient.
Yeah, that's convenient. Isn't that convenient? That's convenient that I
Now that you had child porn and then showed up to have sex with a kid, I would say that's pretty convenient.
That's convenient that I get involved in this sting, but before I'm ever even arrested, somehow this child porn just happens to get sent to my computer. I think it's a bad subject for me and you to talk about anyway, because we both...
I mean, they wouldn't need to send you child porn. You already fucked yourself by showing the decoy your penis.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, so they wouldn't need that.
But the child porn being on there, that would give a person extra years if they were to get charged for it.
Well, it's kind of convenient that you happen to click on a link and receive child
Xavier's
porn.
thought process.
Child porn with your camera.
That is Xavier's thought process. Let's do some way to fuck him some more and throw some child porn on the computer.
You brought your camera and tried to have sex with her. That's the big part.
I was wrong in what I did. It doesn't make any more right for Xavier to have fucking child porn on the computer.
I'm confused. So he thinks the child porn is just... Emma convinced him that he got child porn even though he didn't? Is this what's happening here? I just don't believe anything he says. I don't know what to believe.
Did anything. We just have the proof of the stuff you did.
Casey, he crashed all the perverted justice computers. Xavier did that.
Where's your proof?
I'm quite sure that Xavier admitted something about it when we were taking
This is the proof, Lauren. You're just doing things with no proof.
Oh, if we go back in my text from my old phone number, I'll have to see if I can do that.
So text messages are proof?
Yeah, I mentioned something to him about it when we were texting.
Oh, so that means that's proof, huh? Your feelings aren't proof. If there was child porn on their computers, it's because the pedophile sent it.
Well, the only way to get it is to do research and go back
Yeah, well, I think you should do your research. You should hire a lawyer to go after Xavier and look how ridiculous you are.
Why? Why do you believe so much in Xavier?
The facts don't care about your feelings.
Why do you believe so much in Xavier?
Why do you hate him so much?
Because
You have no proof that he did anything wrong.
when he owns websites that say evil vigilante, he's evil against anything. He's not just child pedophiles.
I think he saw that YouTube video with Xavier Von Erich. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was a video where he was being exposed for other things. And there was like some controversy. He yelled at an old man or something like that, a reporter. He must have seen that, and he's basing most of what he's saying on that video.
He's evil against anybody that doesn't agree with him.
It's a joke, dumbass. The title's a joke.
Huh?
The title's a joke. Because pedophiles kept going after him.
Why do you believe so much in him?
Why don't you?
Because there's nothing to believe in. He's a fucking joke. He's saying how he's going to spend so much money on all these other things to help all these other people with all this other stuff, and $1.2 million blown. Spent on his little leather jacket and his expensive glasses he wears, or wore.
I don't think I've ever seen Alex Jones in a leather jacket, but I could be wrong. I haven't seen his show in a while. Or clips of his show in a while, so I don't know.
He probably broke by now.
Where's your proof?
There's proof of that. There is proof of that. Alex Jones is broke. Well, gonna be.
He's broke himself.
You're broke. We just looked at your account, idiot. You ever
I
drove
didn't have
50?
$1.2 million and $100,000 per show to blow.
You don't know his bank account. You have access to his bank account? Because we have access to yours, and I can see right here that you're overdrawn $15,000.
Casey, Perverted Justice got paid $100,000 per show by NBC to lure guys in any way that they possibly could.
You got that proof.
Money talks.
You weren't lured. And, yeah, you should have to have sex with a kid. And it's their job to catch people who do that. Were you lured?
If I wouldn't been in such a sad state, they never would have been able to get me to go there.
Or are you saying you were lured?
They went to extensive lengths to get people to go there.
Not really, bro. Not at all, man. They have to space out all these people coming. They couldn't get them to stop from coming. And this is done in 2007, where like Chris Hansen is probably how well known by then. I'm still amazed that you don't know who Chris Hansen is in the year 2007. If somebody mentions Chris Hansen today, maybe I understand people not knowing him. But in 2007, when that TCAP shit was popping off, everybody knew who Chris Hansen was. I remember him being a meme. Everybody knew who he was. Everyone knew about that show. Everybody joked about that show. I'm like, how do you just show up? And if I remember correctly, that specific sting didn't bring as many people because he was so well known.
So are you saying that they lured you?
I'm saying if I wasn't so weak-minded at the time.
Oh, he's talking about Xavier's account. Oh, wow. I don't know why. It's like confusing because he's attacking Xavier in one moment, then he's attacking Alex Jones. But if he was talking about Alex Jones, I'm just saying he is broke. This is so fucking unbelievable.
They never would have been able to get me to go there.
So are you saying that they lured you to this thing?
So I'm guessing he knows these calls were like a lie. But I would still. It would be funny to see his reaction to like the whole Alex Jones losing his lawsuit thing and all that.
Casey, stop trying to get me to say stuff.
Did they lure you? Yes or no? Did they lure you? Were you lured?
You and I had already talked about this once.
Well, then it shouldn't be hard to say it again. Were you lured there?
I'm not talking about it again.
Are you saying you were lured by the promise of a 13-year-old girl? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying this is not a subject that you and I need to be talking about. How did we go from talking about this when we were
Well, you
talking
mentioned luring people to the sting house, so I'm asking you, is that what you're saying?
How did we go to talking about this when we were talking about your beliefs in Alex?
You're the one who said they lured people. I don't know how we got here, but you said that they lured people. I'm saying, were you lured?
I'm not saying anything else. I'm not talking about it.
Then why did you mention that they lured people?
Because they did.
So you're saying you were lured?
I'm not talking about it, Casey.
Weird that you won't answer that question.
It's weird that I won't answer that question. That's right.
Did they lure you?
Lure. Past tense. Lured. Past. What? Participle lured. Whatever. Tempt. To tempt a person or animal to do something or go somewhere, especially by offering some form of reward. The child was lured into a car but managed to escape. I guess he isn't wrong, I guess, with the definition, but you were lured there with the promise of a 13-year-old girl.
You?
They went through extensive lengths to get me to go there.
So they lured you?
Casey, stop trying to get me to say things.
All right, what extensive lengths did they go through? What were the extensive lengths?
I'm not talking about it. Period.
You mean setting up a sting house and putting cameras everywhere? That's extensive, but it's not extensive in luring people. That's more of a setup. He was so annoying that I bet you that if he kept quiet, I don't think Sherry Twist, whatever her name is, would have even attempted to make contact or say, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. He was just so annoying, I think they would have just let him rot. But because he was so disgusting, maybe not. I don't know.
I take responsibility for going there myself because nobody else drove me. I drove me. I did the things that I did. Nobody forced to put a gun to my head. I did it.
So what you're saying is they didn't lure you, and they didn't go through any lengths to get you there. You did it all your own.
Did it all on my own? No, you can never do anything all on your own like that.
Okay, so you're saying that they lured you and they went through lengths to get you there, but you won't say how they lured you, and you won't say what lengths they took.
Nope, because I don't need to talk about it any further. It's my responsibility to not go there.
So the victim is partially to blame. Is that what you're saying?
Huh?
So the victim is partially to blame?
No.
Because no one can do that on their own?
Well, nobody's going to talk to themselves and say, okay, I'm going to go there because this person's, well, actually, they're nuts in the head.
You started talking sexually to her right away, and you showed your dick within an hour and a half of talking to her. So what lengths did they go to lure you?
Casey, why do you feel like you need to rehash my whole situation on that?
So you started talking sexually to her within an hour, showing your dick within an hour.
Casey,
How did they lure you? And what length did they go to?
why do you feel you need to rehash my case all over again?
Because you brought it up. I just want to know the lengths they went to and if you were lured. That's all I'm asking.
If they would have stopped talking to me, I would have stopped talking.
How many people believe that? Really? I think like I just said, I think the reverse is true. To a certain extent.
So what were the lengths then? And how did they lure you?
I'll talk about it when you're in person if you want.
Because, I mean, you sent her offline and told her good morning, so...
Huh?
So he knows he's being recorded. That basically said, I know you're recording me. I'd rather just talk this in person. Casey should just do it. Do us all a favor. Somebody. Just have this interview with him with a wiretap. But no, he's not going to say anything new.
You sent her offline messages and you said good morning to her before she said anything, so they weren't, like, talking to you to get you to say anything.
I send you good mornings every morning. So what's your point on that one?
The point is that they didn't have to stop talking for you to stop talking. They weren't talking to you to get you to keep talking. You initiated
Oh, they were. Yes, they were.
All right, well, who was doing it more? Because you would say, you get my offlines?
No, that wasn't, honestly, that was me. I did most of the talking.
Exactly, you did. You could have ignored her.
I know.
Just
I
like
was
you
wrong.
just said.
I was wrong, Casey. You're rehashing something that I already know that I was wrong in doing. It was my fault for going there.
Right, so
It
you
does,
weren't right?
It doesn't mean that they were right in everything that they did.
But we're not talking about them.
They
It's
had a lot of incentive to do what they
you
did.
should have ignored her, Molly, and Melissa. What they did is irrelevant. Because all they had to do was put a little girl in a room and you talked to her. You as the adult should not have talked to her.
I know.
It doesn't matter if they beg you constantly. You have the power to ignore people.
At the time, I didn't have much of my own power at all.
Well, you did, though.
Well, believe me, at the time, I didn't have much
So
power.
then you were dangerous.
I was. And I needed
Yeah.
something. I needed something to happen to me to be able to get my head straightened out. But I didn't need
You
that.
kept pushing the sexual talk. If you couldn't control yourself, then you should have been locked up. And
Yeah.
accepted quickly, so you got what you deserved.
I should have been locked up, or I should have gone to see a counselor or something.
After the stuff you
That's
showed the
great.
girl consent, you should have been thrown in prison for the rest of your life.
You what?
After the stuff you sent, and the stuff you said, you definitely should have been locked up.
You said I should have gone to prison for the rest of my life.
You can talk to a counselor while you're in prison.
See, there's something that my lawyer said from the beginning that has always stuck in my head.
Oh my god, I wonder what this could be. How do I prepare myself?
And a person can
Right.
talk all they want. It's when they do the action of their talk.
You can't
That's it. I was expecting something juicier.
talk sexually to a child. That's not true.
Yeah, you can. That's what the law is. That came from my lawyer.
The law is you're allowed to talk sexually.
I doubt he said that at all, bro. I doubt he said that. I 100% don't believe that. I wonder how he got that twisted. This is why, yo, when you're a lawyer, you need to be very clear and very precise about what you're telling your clients, because they will go around, twist it around, and say that you said this when you didn't say that at all. We're talking about Lauren here, but a lot of clients do this. You need to be very clear, direct, and repetitive.
Actually, to a child.
That's what my lawyer said. You can talk all you want until you act on it.
He's talking about, oh my God, what is he talking about again? He's talking about, I guess, the actus reus, which is like the element of doing a crime, which is an act. But the act here is saying something sexual to a kid. That's an act. It's not like you're thinking it.
That's when it becomes criminal.
So then your lawyer needs to be locked up too.
Well,
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. I'm not going to attack the lawyer here because I doubt he said that. I'm not attacking the lawyer at all.
And you did act on it.
He's just following what the law says.
Okay, well then you did act on it because you showed her your penis and you went to the house.
I bet you his lawyer said something along the lines of simply, if you had simply spoken to this person, or just like the act of thinking about having sex with a child itself is not a crime. The crime is the actual act. Something along those lines. He should have broken down more clearly what he meant, though.
Yeah, I showed my penis and I went to the house. What did I do at the house?
On it.
What did I do at the house?
You tried to have sex with me.
I did. See, my memory is different. I sat in a chair and I asked for a kiss.
I sat on a chair and I asked you for a kiss.
I sat in the chair and I asked for a kiss.
Yeah.
That's my memory on
You
it.
asked the child for a kiss. You had condoms in the truck. You bought me a gift. You sent pictures of your dick.
I was supposed to bring pizza too.
No, he wasn't. I could be wrong, but I don't remember pizza being in the conversation.
Did I bring any pizza?
You actually weren't supposed to bring pizza.
I had a camera in my truck too.
Yeah.
You know what that camera was
You
for?
had a camera in the truck, and I remember in the chat log you wanted to take pictures of your dick inside her pussy.
No, I didn't remember.
I think he was just saying that, like, he was just trying to be sexy or whatever, and he thought he would say that and it would turn on the decoy or something like that. I don't think he actually brought a camera to take a picture of that. I don't think he thinks that far ahead. I honestly believe his version of the story, that he had it and he was trying to sell it or pawn it off or something. And I bet you when he tried, that camera was so nasty and looking and broken down that they did not take it with jizz stains all over.
Remember that.
Well, I can
You know
quote
what?
up if you remember it.
You know why that camera was in the truck?
It was probably cracked too. I bet you the lens was cracked.
Because you wanted to take pictures of your dick inside a little girl. You said it to her.
No, I don't remember saying it, and I forgot the camera was even in there. But I had taken that camera to 3 different pawn shops because I needed money.
Sure.
Well, I did. Every one of those pawn shops had cameras inside of them.
Well, then you should read the chat log again, because in
Well.
there you say you want to see a picture of your dick inside her vagina. You said that. You said you wanted to take the picture.
I don't remember
So,
saying
yeah,
that.
you don't remember it? Go back and take a look then.
I'd rather not.
Yeah, I bet you wouldn't.
Then why would I want to go back and remember that shit?
Because it
I
would show you that
I
everything.
don't like that. I don't like that I said it, Casey.
Well, then shut up about it.
Well, I didn't mention it. You did.
You did.
I did not.
You were talking shit about perverted justice. That's how we got here.
All right. Well, let's just get off that subject. Maybe that's a subject that you and I need to stay away from because we were both had something to do with that sting.
What roles did each of us play in that?
Huh?
It's very fucking important to talk about. And what roles did we play? I was a little girl decoy. You were a predator.
We were both at the sting. Maybe that's a subject that we should stay away from, is the sting.
But what were our reasons for being there, Lauren?
I know what my reason for being there was for. I don't need it to be rehashed all the time. Are you paying attention to me, or are you looking into something else again?
I'm listening to you. Because it looks like you're excusing what you did, saying it's okay to talk to a kid. You clearly don't think you did anything wrong. You made that very clear tonight.
No, I know that I did something wrong. And I know I did deserve what I did wrong. I deserve to get the time for it. Part of my life was very fucked up. And my head was very fucked up.
Oh, I 100% believe that he wanted to, like, take pictures and everything like that. I just don't think that the camera was there for that particular purpose. I really think he was trying to pawn it off and sell it. I believe that part of the story. But did he actually want to do it? 100%. I think if he had the chance after he had done everything, let's say this was a real person, then he would have tried it. I just don't think for that particular purpose that camera was there.
What probation?
But either way, what difference does it make? This guy was looking at how many years already? I think that whole camera thing was just like a little thing to throw in there. It's like, yo, give up, please. We don't want to take this to trial. Just take your plea.
Agree it's okay for you to talk sexually to a kid?
No, Casey, I'm not saying that it's okay to talk sexually to a kid. I don't agree with that either. The law says that it's not illegal to. That's what the law says. That's what my lawyer told me. The law is the one that is saying that, not me.
Let me repeat that again.
It was very fucked up.
Would probation agree it's okay for you to talk sexually to a kid?
No, Casey, I'm not saying that it's okay to talk sexually to a kid. I don't agree with that either. The law says that it's not illegal to. That's what the law says. That's what my lawyer told me. The law is the one that is saying that, not me.
Then your lawyer's a fucking retard, because it says right here, it is illegal for an adult to knowingly contact or communicate with a minor in order to engage in specified illegal activities with or against the minor.
I know you want to believe that Xavier is this innocent person that hasn't done anything wrong, but he has. Do you realize that NBC was not supposed to be working in coordination with law enforcement? If NBC was working in coordination with law enforcement, then it would have been considered entrapment.
No.
Yeah.
That's what you want to believe.
No.
No, that's the way it is.
You're so fucking retarded.
See?
I just read you the law.
Okay, so if I was Alex Jones and I told you...
So, oh my God. The entrapment thing, I don't even know where to begin. The whole thing with entrapment, let's say even if NBC were state agents, which I'm assuming is like the thing you have to prove, which I don't think they are. Their duties were just too different from that of police officers. And to my understanding, they didn't use police officers for the actual process of like talking and gathering evidence and stuff like that. But even if for some reason perverted justice was a state agent for purposes of arguing entrapment, it has to be something that the person would not normally do. And how do you prove that being Lauren? Even in 2007.
Do that, what would you say?
Oh,
Would you say you're so fucking retarded?
Anymore? Go fuck yourself.
Why? Because I'm not Alex Jones? If I was Alex Jones and said that to you, would you say you're so fucking retarded? You wouldn't, would you? What'd you do, hang up on me? Apparently so. No. No. I was looking forward to talk to you.
Oh, what about?
Yeah, I don't understand how these calls are coordinated. So the first call just ended, and now he's calling again. It's like a sitcom. I don't think it has any. I think they're just a little bit out of order. I could be wrong though.
So you can hear your sexy voice.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. So, I used to masturbate on at the toilet too.
What?
I'm telling you some stuff about me. I said I used to masturbate at the toilet too.
When?
Actually, I did it. Well, maybe when I was a kid, I did it because it didn't make a mess and I could just flush it. I did it for a long time.
What?
I did it for a long time. Right up until, I don't know, probably 10 years or so ago. Then I realized, it'd be a lot smarter if I used condoms. I wouldn't have to stand at the toilet and do it wherever I wanted to.
I wonder how much he spends on condoms. That is so sad.
In the kitchen?
No, it's I could do it in bed if I wanted to.
Oh right, he reuses them, right? Oh my god.
Well, can't you do it in bed without a condom?
Yeah, but then it'd be a mess. Then I'd have to clean up.
Yeah, but
I don't want to hear this, man. Shit. I want to go back to the other topic, not this shit.
why use a condom? You can't feel anything.
Yeah, you can. You can feel the difference with a condom versus without one.
Well, yeah, I have to feel better without one. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, with a condom makes you come faster.
The condom makes you come faster?
Yeah,
How?
just because of the feeling of it being on your cockhead. Like going back and forth and rubbing against the cockhead makes you come faster. Plus it squeezes it.
Wouldn't rubbing your cockhead without the condom feel better on your cockhead?
Wouldn't what? Say it again.
Say, rubbing your cockhead without a condom on your cockhead, wouldn't that feel better on your cockhead?
Without the condom?
Yeah.
No, it's with the condom. When
That's what I'm saying. Wouldn't it feel better without a condom? Wouldn't it make you come faster if you didn't have a condom on?
no, because with the condom on, it makes you feel like your cock is more in a pussy. Because it's actually touching something, rubbing against something.
Like, this is the one Lauren topic I don't want to fuck it. I'm not interested in or want to hear about. I'm about to skip this entire call. Please tell me it gets better. I'm hoping for, like, the topic to change or something.
Well, isn't it rubbing against your hand?
No. So when a guy jacks off,
No guy who's ever had sex would say this. What, the whole fucking nutting into a condom for pleasure? Like, yeah, what? I'm still dumbfounded. The sad part is that I feel, I feel for his wallet, like the, the money he's spending. That's just the thing with me. I don't know.
He's got his skin that strokes back and forth on his dick, and he doesn't have to touch his cockhead. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, wouldn't it feel more like a vagina if you didn't? I'm very confused.
No, it wouldn't feel more like a vagina, because if the condom wasn't there, you wouldn't have any feeling against the cockhead.
Well, your hand.
Even your hand, you wouldn't have the feeling of your hand because you can't.
Still, just the mismanagement of money, almonds, gives me so much unease. It makes me uncomfortable,
Your hand wouldn't be touching your cockhead.
which is sad. His mom, sad. Like taking your mom's money to buy condoms to masturbate.
You'd be touching
Why
the shaft.
not?
Because your hand touches the shaft and strokes the shaft.
So then, what does the condom do to your cockhead?
It puts a feeling against your cockhead, so that when you stroke your shaft, it's more actually moving the condom itself too, even on the head of the cock. So you get feeling on the head of the cock too.
Is your dick that big that you can't reach your cockhead with your hand?
Yeah, somebody on Reddit actually posted a picture of his thing. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I've been listening to this Lauren stuff for 2 years. I just have no need to see that picture. There's no need for me to look at any videos of him shaking his ass or just anything nasty. Like, it's just nasty. I don't want to see that. Like, it's not funny. Like, I don't laugh at it. Like, it just serves no. Ugh.
For your hand?
Yeah, you're not gonna stroke the cockhead,
Why not?
because the cockhead is up top. When you're stroking the cock, you're just stroking the shaft.
Well, why not?
Like, yo, somebody needs to file a petition for guardianship for this guy ASAP. Like, take over his financials, please.
Stroke your cockhead.
Because the cockhead's at the head of the cock. It's not the shaft. On the shaft is it's can't say loose because the skin's not loose, but it's got the skin has mobility on the shaft. On the cockhead, it doesn't. So you're not stroking the cockhead; it's just the shaft that you're stroking.
Well, I'm saying, why don't you stroke your cockhead?
Because you can't stroke the cockhead. Well, you can. You can rub it, but you're not stroking it though.
Well, then why don't you rub it?
Oh, why do I need to do that?
Because it would save you from buying condoms.
Yeah, but it wouldn't save me from the mess.
You not
And it
have
feels-
one.
And it feels better. It feels better with a condom on too, because it feels more like it's in a pussy.
How does it feel more like it's in a bussy?
Feels more like it's in a pussy because it's actually touching something. You see what I'm saying?
Because it's touching something.
Right.
Like you mean because the condom's touching it that makes it feel like a bussy?
A buzzy. What's a buzzy?
What you're saying. That's how you keep saying pussy.
Pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, My speech wasn't that good for a minute. When the cockade goes into a pussy, it's touching the walls of the pussy, and that's what it feels like with a condom on.
So a vagina feels like a latex condom.
No, vagina feels better.
Well, so as long as your cockhead is touching anything,
I'm not amused by this topic.
does that make it feel like you're in a fuzzy?
I didn't mean to say buzzy. You can stop calling it buzzy. And no, it's just because the condom is up against the cockhead. That's why it feels more like it's in the pussy than without the condom. You see what I'm saying?
Well, now I'm curious what a pussy feels like, because if it feels like a condom, that's very weird.
No, it feels a lot better than a condom. It feels a lot better than a condom, and it's a different feeling than a condom. But with a condom, the condom is touching the cockhead, so it gives the condom gives it more feeling than there was no condom on. The pussy, it feels there's no better feeling than a cock being in a pussy.
There's no better feeling in the world.
Not really. As in a physical feeling, no. But it also matters with the pussy too. I've had sex with some women that didn't even know the difference. Some women that they could tell the difference, that it was really nice.
They said what was really nice?
That the pussy was really nice.
They said their pussy was nice?
That the pussy felt really nice. I've had sex with some women that the pussy, you couldn't even tell that it was inside of them.
You had sex with women and they couldn't tell the pussy was inside of them?
No, your cock was inside the pussy. I couldn't tell that my cock was inside some of the pussy because the pussy wasn't. Every pussy is different.
Oh man.
Does that make sense?
Repeat the whole thing. I was trying to close my windows because the stupid neighbor's dog.
Every pussy is different. I've had sex with some women that the pussy was very loose, and it was like I couldn't even tell that I had sex with them. That my cock had been inside the pussy.
Dick and like a huge gaping hole. You couldn't feel anything.
That's what some of it felt like. And some of them, you could tell that it was in there, and it was really nice feeling.
Okay.
Want me to give you an example?
Yeah.
Okay. Paula wasn't that good. I really couldn't even tell that I was inside of her.
What? I'm so confused right now. I'm so confused. I don't know what to say. By the way, I don't know much about, like, I haven't been up to date with a lot of Lawrence stuff. I haven't listened to a lot of his calls in a while. But for some reason I was always of the camp that I was just basically not team version for the longest time. Still kind of am because I'm under the belief that his mental health deteriorated. He wasn't always this bad. Maybe in his younger days there's a possibility. But I don't know anymore.
A woman named Carrie that Paula did not like, just because I had sex with her. She was really good.
What made her really good?
I could feel that I was inside of her. With Paula, I couldn't feel that I was inside of Paula.
I've never heard this before anywhere. This is something original. This is original. This didn't come from a movie. It didn't come from a dialogue. It didn't come from a comedy skit. It didn't come off from a character in some sitcom. This is straight original.
No.
Yeah, really at all. I mean, that's
Like
how.
like you were humping the air.
Basically, like I was humping warm air, warm wet air.
Warm air.
Warm wet air. That's about the same feeling.
So like you were just like thrusting in the humidity of outside.
Pretty much. That was pretty much the feeling.
And then what did the good one feel like?
I could feel that I was inside of her. There's completely different feelings. She was warm, she was wet, but I could actually feel that I was inside of her.
Was the sex with her good?
It was a lot better than it was with Paula. I had a lot of fun with Carrie. She was
more fun.
Really nice. Huh?
What made it more fun?
I don't know. We had a lot more fun, so we ended up on the floor.
I said, what made it more fun?
I think because with Carrie, I wasn't in love with Carrie. I didn't go through the crap that I went through with Paula. And after going through the crap I did with Paula, it made it not as much fun anyway.
But like what made the act more fun?
Because I could feel that I was inside of her. And I could tell that she could feel it.
But you didn't do like any different like positions or anything?
No.
Well, what position?
Just me on top of her. Well, with me and Carrie, I was on top of her. Then we wound up on the edge of the bed, and then she wound upside down, and I was halfway off the bed, and we wound up on the floor.
He got that from some movie.
What do you mean? What do you mean you were halfway off the bed?
We were literally halfway off the bed. She kept moving. She kept moving as I kept going. And she kept moving sideways and then backwards. And she wound up halfway off the bed, and I wound up halfway off the bed. She was upside down, and I was still halfway off the bed. And then we wound up on the floor.
Why didn't you guys just stop for a second and get back on the bed?
Because it was too much fun.
Why was it fun?
It was. Just we were having too much fun. It was just what we were doing. It was too much fun. It was too much fun to stop.
Well, why was that like more fun than just being on the bed?
Because it wanted to make us both laugh. We couldn't believe that we wound up off the bed.
And then you just fell to the floor?
Yep.
And then what? You stuck.
That sounds more like a wrestling match to me.
Then we got back up on the bed and started going for it again.
What's the best sex you've ever had?
The best sex I ever had. I can say that was probably with Gretchen. She's the one that had lasted 2 hours with her, literally.
Or
Yeah, literally 2 hours straight.
how do you have sex for 2 hours? Sounds horrible.
It wasn't horrible. It was fun.
Well, what did you do for 2 hours?
Just had sex.
Well, I know. That's what you just said. I'm saying, what did you do for 2 hours?
Literally just had sex. That's all we did was fuck.
I know, but like, how? How for 2 hours? Like, what did you do?
I'd be on top of her, and she'd be on top of me. We switched positions. We'd do different positions.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Like, what position? Like, what did you do?
I'd be on top of her. I'd be over her. I'd have her legs in the air. She'd turn around, do a doggy style. I'd lay down. She'd get on top of me. She'd be facing me. Then she'd do it not facing me.
How did it take 2 hours?
Because I was able to maintain a hard-on for 2 hours that night.
Yeah, how?
I think it was because I was.
This is so blatantly a lie that I'm just not entertained. I'm just like bored out my mind. Like, I
was turned on by her, but I was partially turned off by her too. Because like a couple weekends before that, she had started hitting on me. Then a friend of mine came in that she knew, and she wound up sleeping with him that night instead of me, and that kind of turned me off. And so then a couple weeks later, when her and I did get together,
That's funny.
I was half turned on and half turned off.
So, the best sex you've ever had was with a woman that turned you off?
Yeah, it was the best sex, physically.
So what, you just had like half a little boner?
Huh? No, I didn't have half a boner. The way that I felt, because of what she did a couple weeks before, that turned me off. My feelings about the type of woman that she was turned me off.
Type of woman that she was, she hooked up with you.
To what?
So if she hooks up with you, it's fine, but if she hooks up with anyone else, that's a turn off?
No, it's the way that she did it. She started out hitting on me that night until my friend showed up, and she knew him.
Because he was better looking than you or something?
No, just she knew him. She knew him, and I guess she wanted to sleep with him before. He had told me about it after, that she'd always wanted to sleep with him, and that night he didn't know that she was hitting on me before he came in. Till I told him. Did I what?
Did you cry when you found out?
No, I wound up sleeping with someone else that night. And the night there, and I did sleep together. She had a friend with her, another friend of mine. She asked me if I could find a friend for her friend, and I said yeah. And there was another friend of mine there, and he wound up sleeping with her friend. We went over to his dorm, and his neighbor wasn't in the dorm room. Wasn't there. I guess was on leave or something, but he wasn't there. And they had adjoining rooms with a bathroom in between, just like a hotel room. There's 2 dorm rooms with the bathroom in between. And so me and Gretchen went over to his neighbor's room.
Well, that was pretty much the end of the call, I think. There's not much here. This was a pretty call.
Him and
At least for me, I'm just not into the whole Lauren sex thing, telling his fake ass stories. Like, I'm just not amused.
Gretchen's friend stayed right in his room. I'll tell you something. Something that you wanted me to tell you that I've never told anybody. Even up to this day, I've never told anybody. Nobody from Church of God. I mean, literally nobody.
Oh my god. So they got me. Should I even listen?